All right, let's do a little story time today, okay? Let me tell you the story on how I lost $100,000. Now, during COVID, I dedicated all my time, since I was at home and I've always been interested in like financial markets, stock markets, stuff like that. I dedicated all my time and I learned how to day trade. Once I made money and I had money in my account, I did the only thing that I thought was the smart thing to do, and that's take the money I made and try to have it work for itself and make money for me. So with the money, I decided to go to my friend who was at the time promoting that he was starting a trucking company and he would run your trucks for you and do everything for you. He would do everything for you. All you had to do was pay the fee and just collect money. And that at the time seemed like the perfect thing for me. I had money sitting there. I was like, you know what? This seems like the perfect idea. Let me go ahead and just give him everything. But I didn't just give him everything. Let me actually break it down for you a little bit. It cost $30,000 for the fee for the company to start everything, to do your paperwork, registration, for all the guidance. I don't know, looking back, it doesn't really sound that smart, but it cost $30,000 for the company. It cost $50,000 for the truck that they found me, and it cost $10,000 for a deposit on a rental truck, or a lease, we could say, and that lease was $2,500 a month also. So the $30,000 to the company was for them to do everything. I wasn't supposed to touch anything except the paperwork when I put my signature on it. But anything past that, they were supposed to take care of everything, finding the driver, getting the routes, doing all the maintenance and everything. I was only supposed to collect money. That is what I was told. Okay, these are all the expenses that I had to pay for. Gas, the driver, the company fee. If the driver had to stay overnight and he couldn't stay in the truck, I would have to get him a hotel. I had to pay for all the incidentals. So if a flat tire, if anything went out, something went wrong with the truck, I would have to pay for that out of pocket instantly. And also the rental fee monthly and insurance. Okay, now this is a breakdown of the reoccurring expenses monthly. Let me tell you how it works first. The company that I hired is supposed to have the dispatcher find a route, and they do everything. They contact the driver and they have the driver make the route. Once the driver makes the route and does the delivery, the company that hired him to do the delivery sends me money, and then I disperse the money amongst everybody who's supposed to get paid. We'll start at 100%. 25% of that instantly goes to the driver. That's his pay for making that route. Another 25% of that goes to the company. That's their cut for finding the route and doing all the work involved there. 50% goes to me. Sounds good. Sounds cool. Okay, that's lit. But you have to remember, I have to pay for all the expenses. So if we're in the middle of the night, the driver's doing a route and the tire pops, they call me, I gotta come out of pocket $1,500 right there on the spot. Huh, you guys need my card number? Okay, here's my card number. That's how that worked. And if I didn't pay it, it wasn't gonna get paid, and then I wouldn't get paid, nobody would get paid. So everybody's looking at me like, you gotta pay this. It doesn't matter what it was. I'm just using the tire popping thing because that did actually happen, and I did have to pay $1,500 right on the spot. I also had to pay for gas, and I also had to pay insurance, and also I had to pay the lease. The lease was $2,500 a month for the truck. Insurance was $1,500 a month. That right there is already starting the month down $4,000. At the beginning of the month, I'm already negative $4,000, which is cool, but I gotta be able to make it back. That's all I'm saying. And gas, you guys know how much gas costs. Now imagine putting that into a semi truck. Gas was sometimes close to $2,000 a week, depending on how we was really moving. Now the reason I pulled out is because I understand that it's not supposed to be, or I understand that businesses aren't supposed to just make money instantly. Like, I understand that you have to invest and there has to be a lapse. You know, put in the work, and finally we start to see some income. Finally we start to see something coming back to us. But that's not what I was told. That's not what I was sold on this. I was told that I wouldn't have to do anything at all. There was a point when I was actually talking to the driver and he's asking me about routes and stuff. I'm like, bro, I don't know anything. I hired the company to do literally all the work, and I was told that I would be making profit between $4 and $6 grand a month per truck, which if this was true, it would be lit. But the thing was, this didn't happen. And a lot of months I was coming out of pocket. I didn't like that because this wasn't what I was doing. I'm not a truck business owner. Like, that's not what I am. I was only doing this for the residual income part. That's it. I wasn't doing this because I actually wanted to start a trucking business. I was doing this just because I wanted residual income. That's all. Another one of the main reasons I pulled out is because I bought my truck and then maybe about 8 months goes by. I paid cash for this truck, okay? I paid cash straight to the dealership. 8 months goes by. I get a phone call. Hello? Hey, what's up? It's the guy at the place where you bought your truck. I just want to know, are you gonna come pick it up anytime soon? Whoa, yo, hey. I was told by the company that I hired that the truck was picked up 8 months ago. What's going on here? He said, no, nobody ever came to pick it up, and you got $17,000 worth of storage fees that you have to pay in order to get your truck out. And if you don't come get it out within the next week or two, we're gonna go ahead and have to sell your truck to cover these fees because the fees are getting too high. Whoa, what the heck? Okay, hold on, let me make a phone call. So I talked to the company that I hired, and come to find out, it's two guys, okay? It's two guys. One guy knows the trucking business, and one guy is the business side of it. Well, these two guys split, and supposedly one dude was scamming people. What? What the hell is this? What? Oh, hell no. I'm out. As soon as that happened, I couldn't trust anybody. I couldn't stay there because at that point it would just be dumb. I wasn't really making money anyways. And it already took, from the time that I signed up to the time that I started wanting to get out of it, it was like a 6-month period. That's way too long to even get started. If we're getting started and we're not making money and we're seeing progress, that's one thing, and that's cool, we can do that. But if we're not even getting started for 6 months, and then 2 months goes by and I'm having to pay for things out of pocket randomly, then I get a call that says you haven't even picked up your truck. Wait, what? What do you mean I haven't picked up the truck? I was just getting lied to. And I didn't like that. And that made me not want to be part of it anymore. Now, luckily I was able to find somebody to buy my truck, and I also had to take a L on the $10,000 as the deposit for the rental truck, but it's okay. At least I was able to get that off of me and be done with it and not have to worry about that $2,500 a month payment anymore. I sold the truck, okay? And the people come to me and they say, oh, hey, we had our mechanic look at it and something illegal was going on with the truck, so it's not road legal. At that point, I knew I was done. I knew I had to take the L. I took the L, but it's okay. Now, some of the main things that I learned during this process. Don't trust people without full credentials. I trusted this guy because he was my friend or like a close acquaintance. I knew him. I'm not gonna say we were friends, but I trusted somebody just off that I know him basically. And that's not the way to do business. You got to go with people who actually have the credentials and actually have results and know what they're doing. I messed up because I went with a brand new company that had no results, no experience, no anything. I just went with them just off a whim. That wasn't the thing to do. Another thing, you got to keep the main thing the main thing. Don't go out here trying to make money 5,000 different ways. I figured out, like, people say multiple sources of income. Yes, that's true and that makes sense, but you have to have at least one money maker. And that was where I made my mistake. I went from trading, I made money trading, and I said, okay, I'm good now. Let me go ahead and just invest in something that's gonna be residual income. And it didn't work out. And now I'm not trading as much. So now I'm in a spot where I'm like, oh, okay, what do I do? But if I would have kept the main thing, and I would have just stuck with trading and then maybe invested somewhere on the side, instead of getting so involved in it, then things would have been a little bit different. Because I went from here, made some money, backed up, and then went over here, it doesn't work like that. This was where I made the mistake right here. I should have kept the main thing. Last thing. Now I know I'm talking crap, but there's opportunities in trucking. I just am not passionate enough about trucking to stay and go through the BS. But you will never, ever, ever, ever learn something if you don't try. I'm telling you guys right now. You always hear people use these like cliche statements like, oh, well, you'll never know if you don't try, or you know, you gotta do whatever, and whatever these cliche statements are that people always say. But I'm telling you, they're so true, and you don't understand them until you're physically going through it. Then you won't really understand. And trust me, your time will come. Try to make something happen, and you will definitely understand the statements that people make more than ever. But you won't know unless you try. And I hate saying that it was a failure, because really I just pulled out. You can only fail if you quit, and I quit. But I wouldn't know any of this if I didn't try. Even though it was a $100,000 loss, I wouldn't know. And now I know. But god damn,